And now our continuing series on the greatest songs of all time. From 1967, Bobbie Gentry, Ode to Billie Joe. Written by Gentry, produced by Kelly Gordon and Bobby Paris. Born in Chickasaw County, Mississippi, July 27, 1944, Roberta Lee Streeter, known as Bobbie Gentry. She's notable as one of the first female country artists to compose and produce her own material. Shortly after she was born, her parents divorced, her mother moved to California, and she went to live with her grandparents. Her grandmother traded one of the family's milk cows for a neighbor's piano. And at 7, she wrote her first song, My Dog Sergeant is a Good Dog. Growing up, she taught herself to play the guitar, bass, banjo, and the vibraphones. In an early interview, she touched briefly on her rural upbringing. She said, "We didn't have electricity, and I didn't have many playthings." When she was 13, she moved to California to live with her mom. And after she graduated high school in 1960, she started playing at some local country clubs, and she was encouraged by Bob Hope to go perform at a revue in Las Vegas. But she moved to Los Angeles. She entered UCLA. She was a philosophy major. She did clerical jobs to help support herself and did an occasional gig at a nightclub or two. She later transferred to the Los Angeles Conservatory of Music. At 64, she made her first recordings, Requiem for Love and Stranger in the Mirror. She sang with rockabilly singer Jody Reynolds. She kept up the nightclub performances and was finally discovered in 1967 when Capitol Records executive Kelly Gordon heard a demo. Her first single was the country rock song Mississippi Delta. However, the DJs flipped it over and they played Ode to Billie Joe. When Herman Raucher met with Bobbie Gentry in his preparation to write a novel and a screenplay based on the song, she confessed that she had no idea why Billie Joe killed himself. Gentry, however, has commented on the song, saying that its real theme was indifference. She said, "Those questions are of secondary importance in my mind. The story of Billie Joe has two more interesting underlying themes. First, the illustration of a group of people's reactions to the life and death of Billie Joe and its subsequent effect on their lives. Second, the obvious gap between the girl and her mother is shown when both women experience a common loss, first Billie Joe and later the father. Yet Mama and the girl are unable to recognize their mutual loss or share their grief." The bridge mentioned in the song collapsed in June of 1972. It did cross the Tallahatchie River at Money, about 10 miles north of Greenwood, Mississippi. It's since been replaced. The song was recorded July 10th, 1967, in Studio C in the Capitol Tower. Now, the Ode to Billie Joe LP replaced Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band at the top of the U.S. charts. It reached number 5 on the Billboard Black Albums charts. She won 3 Grammy Awards in 1967, including Best New Artist and Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. And she was named the Academy of Country Music's Best New Female Vocalist. In its first week of release, it sold over 750,000 copies. It knocked All You Need Is Love out of the top spot on the Billboard chart. It spent 14 weeks on the charts, 4 weeks at number 1. Certainly one of the greatest songs of all time. From 1967, Bobbie Gentry.
Was it 3rd of June, another sleepy, dusty Delta day? I was out chopping cotton and my brother was baling hay. And at dinner time we stopped and walked back to the house to eat. And Mama hollered at the back door, "Y'all remember to wipe your feet." And then she said, "I got some news this morning from Choctaw Ridge. Today Billie Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge." And Papa said to Mama as he passed around the black-eyed peas, "Well, Billie Joe never had a lick of sense. Pass the biscuits, please. There's 5 more Mama said it was a shame about Billy Joe anyhow. Seems like nothing ever comes to no good up on Choctaw Ridge. And now Billy Joe McAllister's jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. Brother said he recollected when he and Tom and Billy Joe put a frog down my back at the Carroll County Picture Show. And wasn't I talking to him after church last Sunday night? I'll have another piece of apple pie. You know it don't seem right. I saw him at the sawmill yesterday on Choctaw Ridge. And now you tell me Billy Joe's jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. Mama said to me, child, what's happened to your appetite? I've been cooking all morning and you haven't touched a single bite. That nice young preacher, Brother Taylor, dropped by today. Said he'd be pleased to have dinner on Sunday. Oh, by the way, he said he saw a girl that looked a lot like you up on Choctaw Ridge. And she and Billy Joe was throwing something off the Tallahatchie Bridge. A year has come and gone since we heard the news about Billy Joe. Brother married Becky Thompson, they bought a store in Tupelo. There was a virus going round, Papa caught it and he died last spring. And now Mama doesn't seem to want to do much of anything. And me, I spend a lot of time picking flowers up on Choctaw Ridge. Drop them into the muddy water off the Tallahatchie Bridge.